Hey everybody. I started the close-up today. By the way, today is May 14th. It is Thursday, and excuse me, this is the Kitten Academy morning close-up. And we started this morning in the sunroom because Beep and Clax and Foggy are all down here playing. And Beep has been doing this thing for the last few minutes that's ridiculous, where she just goes up and down the back of this chair repeatedly, up and down and up and down. Of course, now that I've started filming, she's not gonna, maybe she's gonna keep doing it. Oh, surprise, fog. Wow, that fog really rolled in all of a sudden. It's supposed to be one of our first really nice spring days out here today. I know it looks real nice right now, but it's freezing cold outside, but it's supposed to get all the way up into the 60s, which I'm looking forward to. Anyway, I have news about these kids. We've arranged for all of the adoption dates. We know exactly what is going on now. So Beep and Clax are leaving Saturday afternoon. And they actually have a bit of an adventure that I'll tell you about. But first I'll tell you, Foggy is getting picked up Sunday morning. So it's Beep and Clax on Saturday, Foggy on Sunday, and unfortunately, the way we do things now, none of those adoptions will be on the stream for anybody to watch, but I'll make sure that we get video of them waving goodbye to everybody sometime between now and then. So I guess that means tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. We're mailbag. Anyway, here's what's interesting about the way that Beep and Clax are going, which is we don't normally do this, just for the record. I've told everybody a million times, if you adopt a kitten from us, you have to come pick it up. That's one of our rules, and that rule, as a rule, is not changing. But we made an exception in this case because the folks that are adopting Beep and Clax seem like really great people, and everything these days is exceptions, isn't it? With a lot of hard work from the people at the Danbury Animal Welfare Society, they are the ones, as I've mentioned before, that we get all the kittens and mom cats from and that manage all of the adoptions. They're wonderful people. The folks at the Danbury Animal Welfare Society managed to set up transportation for Beep and Clax to go to their adopters. Their adopters are in Virginia, and felt like it would be difficult to make that trip up here under circumstances. So Dawes managed to arrange a transport for the two kittens to go to them. It's going to be kind of an adventure, though, because it is the usual transport that brings us mom cats. You've probably seen that there's a bunch of mom cats that come to us from, say, Georgia. And they, I guess, again, I don't know a whole lot about this, so forgive me if I get something wrong. But my understanding is that it's the same transport that brings all those mom cats up, and it is the same transport that is coming this Saturday, by the way, with a new mom cat for us on Saturday from some shelter that is further south than where we are, I guess. And that transport then is going to pick up Beep and Clax on Saturday and continue on their trip north. I got to show you this before DJ gets up. So Clax is such a snuggler these days, and Clax just purrs and purrs and purrs when you pet her. It's the sweetest thing. Anyway, the transport's going to pick up Beep and Clax on Saturday and continue north, and then they're going to stay overnight somewhere in Massachusetts with the transport driver. It'll be a very special thing, I think, for them and for the driver, who doesn't normally get the opportunity to have any kittens stay with them overnight. And then in the morning, the driver is going to head back south with Clax and Beep all the way to Virginia and then deliver them. So that's the plan. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for them. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the driver. And then on Saturday afternoon, they will arrive at their new home. think they're going to just have a lot of fun with that too. Foggy, on the other hand, a little bit more traditional. Their adopter's going to stop by and pick her up just like they oughta. So that one's going to work out because they're much closer than Virginia. So that's good news too. Then some of you may have heard the other good news, which is that the Danbury Animal Welfare Society has chosen a new adopter for Brooke, which is also really, really good news. Now, I talked just a little bit to the new adopter for Brooke. Normally, I don't get involved in, like the applications or anything. I don't ever get to see them. But in this case, I talked to the Danbury Animal Welfare Society people a little bit because, Brooke is turned into something of a special case, and I wanted to make sure that this time it seemed like things were going to be the right choice for her, and also for the adopter. They are really getting possessive about this toy. I don't know if you guys heard that little growl. Oh, and Foggy's trying to take it away. Foggy, how's that working for you? So, so the deal with Brooke this time is that I don't know a whole lot about her adopter, and I've only spoken to them once via email. But I intend to continue that correspondence, so I may have more to tell you later on. All that I can really say about it at the moment is that this person seems like they know, first off, they've been a fan of Kitten Academy for a couple of years, so they know Brooke, and they really like Brooke. And secondly, the other thing that I know about them is that their last cat that they have, she's growling. I want to see if you guys can hear this. He's like, how does it keep getting away from me? Anyway, so Brooke's new adopter, the last cat that they adopted, which they still have, it's a cat that's there that's going to end up being with Brooke. They have a couple of other cats, and the most recent one was one that sort of reminds me of Brooke. She said that, it was very hissy and it didn't want to get along with her other cats, and that she has slowly worked with it over 9 months before it was ready to come and hang out with her other cats. And even now, she says they're not best friends, but they're cordial. So it took 9 months for her to get to that point, and I feel like Brooke's not even going to take that long. With us here and the faculty and the complication of Brooke having a kitten. Even with all that, it only took Brooke, a month and a half or 2 months before she was ready to be mostly cordial with the faculty. So I feel like her adopter is going to be really, really well set up to deal with Brooke, and I'm so excited about that. Now, we haven't scheduled the pickup date for that yet, but her adopter right now thinks that it may be a few weeks before she's able to stop by and pick up Brooke. So I'll let you know if that changes. But I'm really excited about this possibility because it seems like this one is certain to be a real good fit that they're going into with just a little bit more knowledge of what's happening. So, okay, I guess we should go upstairs and see the little tiny kittens now, shouldn't we? Even though I know you guys are going to miss Claxie here and Beep. I'm going to miss them too because they've really become a part of this house. And Foggy too. I'm only not saying Foggy because she went off camera somewhere. I think she's back there. Here's Eddie, by the way. Hi, Eddie. Just sitting here watching everything. And Custard. Hi, Custard. And Foggy's back there behind those plants. I'm really going to miss all three of these kids. They're so sweet. And that now, I predicted this. If you guys remember, I said a few times, once their mom leaves, I think we're really going to start to see a lot more development of their individual personalities. and probably in a very positive way. And that's exactly what's happened. That's tends to be the way we see it work is when the mom cat finally is ready to be separated from the kittens one way or another. Those kittens tend to come around quite a bit to the human side of things in a way that's very pleasant. So, for instance, one thing that we've noticed now is that Clax has developed a very strong purr and will snuggle with people. And as you're petting her, she's learned to just really get the purr going. And she'll snuggle with DJ. She snuggled with DJ literally all day yesterday. Just that was her day, just hanging out, snuggling with DJ all day, and she loved it. They both loved it. So Clax is a real sweetheart that way. And Beep is obviously Beep. She just is a riot and she's crazy fun all the time, running around, chasing me around the house, meowing. She's got this funny meow that it sounds like a goat. Like she's just like, meh. Oh, was I calling you in your own language? She reacted to that. It's a very funny meow. And as I've mentioned before too, if I'm eating anything at all, she has to try it. It doesn't matter. The other night she tried watermelon. It doesn't matter if it's food that for cats or not. She's got to try it out. So she is just a joy. And then Foggy too is really starting to come around in a wonderful way. Foggy, has been extra shy, and she's still a little extra shy. But as you can see here, she's not immediately running away as I try to pet her. And this morning, she even got under the blankets in the bed to snuggle up with me, which is something her sisters do constantly, but she's usually not into. She usually wants to go sit at the foot end of the bed. But she hangs out with us, of course. But that was just really special for me. And I think that what I'm starting to see from Foggy is that she's starting to come around more and more towards people. So it's wonderful. And back to the toy, of course. Anyway, all right, now we need to go upstairs and see some little kittens. Oh, she's growling again. Yeah. I think somebody linked Belle's Instagram in the chat just a minute ago. I think it's Belle with an E, Belle of two E's, I should say, Belle in Brooklyn. And I've linked it on our Twitter if you need to go find it there. And there are now multiple photos of Belle on her Instagram, and they are really cute photos. And from all accounts, she's doing great at her new house. And her adopters are really loving having her, so it's fantastic. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, but Custard has also been playing a lot with these kittens, wrestling and running around, and that's been fun to see. And I also tweeted some pictures yesterday. Clax is still the faculty friend. Clax has been caught a few times snuggled up with Smokey in her heated bed upstairs. So, yeah, Belle's Instagram photos are fantastic. And one more time, if you scroll back in the chat, I think Will linked the Instagram there, so you can check it out. And they're great photos. There was a photo posted just yesterday of just Belle's face sticking up out of her cat bed, and it is just a wonderful photograph. So, Bridget, Belle is not the first mom to have been adopted before her kittens. In fact, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think Gabby was adopted before her kids were even born. She had an adopter that was approved. Okay, we got to leave these kids, even though they're being really cute, and go upstairs like I keep saying we're going to do. So let's do it. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering about the move, it's probably on for today. It's going to be the thing I'm working on unless it gets nice enough for me to go outside and work on the yard. But it might not be until a little bit later today because I realized there's some things I want to do. I've got a new cardboard cat condo I need to put in here, and I need to set up the cameras and all that kind of stuff, So there's still a lot more work for me to get done in there, which will be my priority for the morning. And once I get it all done, I don't see any reason not to get them moved. So we'll see about all that. Hey, let's peek in on Brooke real quick. Brooke was out for a little bit this morning. Hi, Brooke. She's picked a new favorite bed. It's no longer that bed. It's now this one. Hi. And Brooke this morning I opened the door for her to come out, and she's just like, nah, I don't really want to go out there. I'm having fun in my room. So that was kind of cute. And last night, DJ came in here and sat with Brooke and actually got Brooke to sit on her lap here in the beanbag chair for a while, which was a really sweet thing because they don't know each other too well. And Brooke was still really involved. On the other hand, Brooke did spend almost the whole time just asking for some of those treats that she knows are in the top drawer. So there was that. But she is a sweet E, and she loves this beanbag chair now. And she's purring. I don't think you guys can hear it. It's a little quiet, but let's just see. I don't know. That's a real quiet purr, but she's definitely got a big one going. Okay. Brookie, we'll come back and see you later. I know, you're too cute. She's like, don't go. You were petting me. Don't worry. I'll come back and spend some time with you in your giant beanbag chair. Here we go. All right. I just thought we'd peek in on her. Now here's Gabby and her kittens. I hear you, Gabs. Well, let me come in here and sit down for a minute. Uh-huh. Hi. So I took a stool sample from Gabby into the vet the other day, and they didn't find any issues with it. So that's good news. Also, her poops have been improving. I don't feel like they are like 1,000% great, but they're definitely good enough. They're mostly solid and well formed and good color and all that kind of stuff that we judge poops on. We do judge poops. That's a big part of my job here. So I feel like she's basically ready to go downstairs. I even replaced her litter box with a fresh, clean one, so it's not such a disaster. Um, it was really looking like that bathroom from Train Spotting for a while. And since I replaced it, there hasn't been anything that bad. So I think she's in good shape for it. She's going to wash things out the window as she likes to do. I've also noticed that finally her kittens have gotten to the point where they've learned how to get up onto that pedestal with her, which is really quite a leap. You know, you've got to climb that pole and then jump out and catch the edge and pull yourself up. That's very advanced kitten climbing. But at least a few of them have done it. I don't know if Banter's done it, but I'm pretty sure that Scuttlebutt and Blarney have both done it. Oh, she's watching the trash guys collect the garbage right meow. Well, is that interesting? It is interesting, isn't it? She's got her ears all pointed forward at them. She's got to hear every little thing. Just like when I was a kid. Boy, watching the garbage men when I was a kid was fascinating. He's really into whatever they're doing out there. Here's Banter. Hi, Banter. Oh, okay. Trying to keep up with you. And this is, of course, Blarney all snuggled up in here. And then over here we have Scuttlebutt. Hi, Scuttlebutt. Okay. All right. Well, I'm trying to film them, but they're all playing behind me. I'm going to have to move myself. And that means you've got to come out for just a second. Ooh, okay. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Okay, there we go. Hi, buddy. I don't know where Banter went. Oh, there she is. Hi, Banter. Webfan, my advice for cat worm medicine, especially if you're buying your own on Amazon, is to consult your vet on that. Seriously, that's don't definitely do not take cat medical advice from this guy. Don't do it. I'm definitely here to talk about stuff and hopefully be somewhat interesting and entertaining. But I should not be your sole source of, A to Z on how to deworm your kittens. You should definitely get a vet involved at some point or some qualified professional. As much as I appreciate you asking that question, that's sweet. Just look at that. That's tricky, isn't it? I could not do that. Um, that does remind me, though. I was talking about worms yesterday. I promised no worm talk today, so I'm not gonna. But I just have to say, my mom issued a correction on what I was saying yesterday because she loves studying that kind of stuff and knows a lot more about it than I do. And she just wanted me to say that tapeworms are not transmitted by flea bites. They're actually transmitted when the cat eats the flea or otherwise, consumes it. So that's it. No other worm talk. I'm not going to get into it. There we go. Hi. What's up, Scuttle Buddy? Hey, that's a very advanced climb you got. I'm very impressed that you could get all the way up here. You're such a big girl. Big girl. Marie, that's a good question. I have not been brushing Gabby lately. She does shed quite a bit when I pet her, so she could probably benefit from a little brushing. But she's been taking very good care of herself. And, she hasn't, for instance, even though she had all those bad poops for a while, she didn't have any mess. So she's been doing great that way. And I feel like, when she came to us, she was probably feeling a little down and needed a little extra help. But maybe now, not so much. Although, again, I probably could start brushing her a little bit more often. I should do that today, in fact. Oh, hi. Everybody in here is a little calm right now. Oh, speaking of everybody in here, they have been sleeping on the tiny beanbag chair. It is the most adorable thing for me I've ever seen. We've had that tiny beanbag for a long time, and this is the first class that really has used it at all, and they use it quite a bit. So I would say, if I posted some pictures of it on our Twitter, and I think if you go to our Twitter, you can see a couple pictures of them on it. But also, if you just watch the regular Kitten Academy live stream, you're sure to see them on there at some point. They hang out there quite often. What is this game? That's too cute. I saw someone ask if we've ever seen jealousy in cats or mom cats. I don't think so. That's a very complicated question actually because jealousy itself is a very sort of complicated set of thoughts and emotions, and I would say that cats are incapable of that level of thought and emotion. They certainly are, but I'm not sure if cats have jealousy as such because I feel like jealousy has to involve a certain component of um, being some kind of upset that someone has something that you don't. Where if a cat sees something that they want and they actually want it, they'll usually just take it. They don't have so much of a concept of whether it belongs to anybody, right? At least in my experience. Um, like we just saw Foggy with that toy and growling to kind of keep everybody else away, and Beep watching. And I don't think Beep was jealous that she had the toy. I think Beep was just sort of waiting for her turn, thinking, okay, well, the toy's occupied right now. And I guess I'm not sure. It's a complicated question that would be interesting for me to think about and develop an actually good answer to. I certainly can't think of any behavior that I would describe as jealousy. The worst thing that I can think of is, like if we give out a bunch of treats, like Loganberry is just infamous for he'll eat all of his treats and then he'll push another cat out of the way and get their treats too. And I don't think there's any jealousy there. He just wants all the treats, so he takes them, right? I think it's an interesting question that deserves more thought from me. I certainly don't think that I've seen cats be jealous of my attention. They tend to either queue up or just like with the treats, if one of them really wants attention while I'm paying attention to another one, they'll just push their way in there. That's typically the way it works out. They all get attention from me though, which is it's good segue into something else, which is we have 7 faculty cats here, and people are always like, oh, keep another. But 7 is very much the limit of the number of cats that I can give proper attention to all the time, especially with the fostering work and the fact that we've got to give proper attention to those kittens every day too. So I think, maybe jealousy is something I would see more of if we overextended ourselves that way. What are you saying today, Gabby? I don't know. These kids are falling asleep and calming down, and we still need to do some weighing today, I think. The weights today would be a good idea. Hi, Gabby. Last night I came in here with some of my dinner, which involved some shredded chicken, and Gabby had to eat a lot of it. She just loves that shredded chicken. Okay, let's see here. Let's get the scale going. Hello. And is it on the right setting? It looks like it is on the right setting for kittens. So let's start with kittens, and we'll just feel the ones that are sleeping. Uh, Little Banter's still over here. Oh, Banter just heard somebody meowing at the door. Oh, I should mention, this is the door just reminded me because I wanted the annex empty so that I could paint that door and fix it up a little bit. It needs some of that. And hang on, Banter weighs 24.9 ounces today. 24.9. Let's get your face up close while we got you out here in the light. Very cute, Banter Beans. Look at you being very cute. She snuggled up, by the way, on my shoulder last night. And she, as you know, is the most independent one in this class. She's sort of the foggy of this class. Oh, hi. You just climbed right up me. Um, so the fact that she came and snuggled up on my shoulder yesterday was very sweet, and I like that quite a bit. So I was interrupting myself though about wanting to do the door and the fact that I had said that Dawes has a new mom cat for us that is arriving on that transport on Saturday. But I forgot to mention, that doesn't mean that the mom cat is coming here on Saturday. I don't think she is. Now, I haven't worked out the details exactly with Dawes yet, and I will. And I will be ready for her if she needs to come here on Saturday. Not a problem. But I think right now, hang on, this is Scuttlebutt, weighs 22.3 today. That seems a little light, Scuttlebuddy. You should probably try to eat some more. 22.3, good enough. So I think the plan right now from the Danbury Animal Welfare Society for that mom cat is I think they're going to keep her there until their doctors are in on Monday and give her an ultrasound there at the Danbury Animal Welfare Society. That's what I think is happen. And then after that ultrasound, hang on, this is Blarney, 23.8. Okay, after that ultrasound that they've confirmed that she actually is pregnant and not pregnant, then she'll come to us. I think that's what the plan is. Although I'm not certain that that's the plan. Their plan might very well be for me to take her home on Saturday and then bring her back on Monday. Or they may even decide the best thing for me to do is just take her and then bring her to our own vet for an x-ray. Our vet, Dr. Katz, has an ultrasound machine. I've seen her use the ultrasound machine once in a while, but it seems like in general, Dr. Katz calls in an expert when she wants an ultrasound for some specific purpose. And I don't know what criteria she uses to decide if she's going to use her own ultrasound or get the expert to come in. But I think what I'm trying to say is that she might not be the one to ultrasound a pregnant cat for us. She might leave that to somebody else. So the fact that Dawes wants to do it might be convenient for us. 9.04. Okay, good. That's very good. That's down a little bit, but I do think you could stand to lose just a tiny bit of weight. Don't lose too much. All right. There we go. That was the weighing. That was me talking. That was me saying the new mom cat, she's going to arrive on the transport on Saturday, but she might stay at Dawes until Monday or Tuesday after they've had a chance to examine her. And I was then talking about how Dr. Katz doesn't necessarily do ultrasounds, that she usually has an expert that does ultrasounds. So the fact that Dawes is going to do the ultrasound might really work out. On the other hand, I don't think that Dawes generally does the x-rays on the pregnant moms, but our vet has the x-ray machine all set up, and that's her way. And the whole trick about that is yeah, we always do a snap test before they come to us, so I'm sure she's snapped correctly. The snap test is the one for the FIV and FELV, and we never bring in a cat that hasn't had that. What was I saying? Dr. Katz, I was going to say, so the difference with the ultrasound and the x-ray is that the ultrasound can detect the kittens, when they're just a couple weeks developed, and the x-ray, it doesn't see kittens until they are much further along, until they're just a couple weeks from being done. And overall, cat pregnancy just takes a little bit over 60 days. I think the kittens show up on the x-ray around just a little bit over 40 days. So by the time they show up on the x-ray, you know that you're in your last few weeks. And that's why the ultrasound is nice. If she's still kind of early in her pregnancy, then that will still be a good test. But then the x-ray is nice because we know when the kittens start to show up on the x-ray, it gives us an idea when she's going to deliver. And of course, we don't usually know any of that stuff because all the mom cats that we bring in are rescues from shelters one way or another. So we don't generally know how or when they got pregnant. And I know some people would have concern, about an X-ray for a pregnant mom cat because I don't know too much about it, but I don't think that they do X-rays for pregnant human moms. But I do think that that's an abundance of caution, and that a little X-ray here and there is not likely to cause any trouble. And the value of it, of course, is great to us, knowing if there's any sort of issue. And also knowing the schedule, but it's also really good for identifying issues, which I won't get into, but certainly there have been times when an X-ray would have been extremely valuable to us, and that's why we started doing them as part of just the regular deal. So anyway, okay, that's enough about that. Look, it's 35 minutes. I've gone on too long today already. We should wrap this up. If you guys want to keep watching these kittens, and if you want to keep listening to Gabby talk all day long to her kittens, you can just tune in on the Kitten Academy live stream right here on YouTube, Kitten Academy live stream. They will be on it all day long, or at least as much as I can keep them on the camera. And if we're lucky and I manage to get everything done, today will be the big move downstairs. I feel like they're all basically ready for it. If we're not lucky, then it will be tomorrow. I can't imagine it going any further than that. No exact schedule, though. I would anticipate that it would not happen before this afternoon. But hey, if I get it done in the next half an hour, we'll just see what happens. It's not going to happen in the next half an hour. I got too much to get done. Okay, finally, hey, I want to say thank you so much to our moderators who were very helpful with the links today and with the moderation. I noticed there was a little bit of moderation that had to happen during today's chat, and thank you, mods, for being right on top of that. And then, of course, I really, really want to say thank you to all of you for watching the kittens. Those of you who did listen to me ramble and didn't just mute the stream, thank you for listening to me ramble. And if you did mute the stream, then thank you too, even though you're not going to hear it. So I guess maybe you should have thought twice about that one. Finally, thanks so much, just everybody, for joining me this morning. And every morning when you do, I really do enjoy it. It is a wonderful time of my day. And it's good to see all of you in some sense. So thanks for that. We'll see you with another close-up tomorrow. I guess Gabby's going to say her part for the ending here. Are you done now?